Simon says subscribe and click on the bell icon to receive notifications.
Now that I've shown you how you can combine the index and match functions to perform a powerful complex lookup, we're going to see how we can do exactly the same thing in a different way. And when I say in a different way, I mean using two brand new functions in Excel 2021, and that is XLOOKUP and XMATCH. Now, as I said, these two functions are brand new to Excel 2021. And XLOOKUP is really another way of performing a lookup very similar to index and match. So it has all of the same flexibility that we love about index and match, but it's a lot easier to construct. So let's use the same examples, but this time, instead of index and match, we're going to use XLOOKUP. So let's click in our cell. I'm going to type in equals XLOOKUP. Now, the first difference you'll notice here is that we do have a lot more arguments. And it's only the first three that are mandatory. All of the others, the last three, are all optional arguments. Now, we're going to go through all of them just so you can see exactly what they do. But if you just wanted to do a basic lookup, you could just use the first three arguments. So the first argument is lookup value. So our lookup value is going to be whatever we have in cell H5, comma. What is our lookup array? So where are we going to find Google Docs? Well, we're going to find it in the apps list. So this is our lookup array. And then we simply need to specify the return array. So what do we want to return? We want to return the category. So all we need to do is select the return array. That is basically it. I could close off my formula, hit enter, and I'm going to get my answer. Now, how much easier is that than doing the same thing using index and match? Now, let's double click to go back into this formula because I did say I wanted to run through all of these arguments. So the next argument is if not found. So we have some additional things we can specify here. So if the lookup value is not found in the table, we can choose to return a value that we specify. So that might be a piece of text. Remember, text needs to go in quote marks. So I might just want to say here, not found, comma. I can choose what type of match I'm doing. Do I want to do an exact match? Do I want to do an exact match or next smaller item or next larger item? Well, I'm going to do an exact match. I want it to exactly match Google Docs. And then the final optional argument that we have here is the search mode. So with this particular argument, we can choose which way or how we're searching through this table. So I can choose to search from first to last or last to first. Now, if I do first to last, let's type 1 as our final argument, it's going to return the result of productivity. Now we're going to do XLOOKUP again to return the profit and the revenue, but we're going to do this in a slightly different way again. Now, so far we've seen how we can create named ranges and use those in our formulas, but what about if I want to put this data in an Excel table? Well, what I'm going to do is click in my data and press Ctrl T. Yes, my table has headers. Let's click on OK. Now, I don't particularly like this formatting, so let's change that. That looks a little bit better. And I'm going to give my table a name. So let's call this apps_list and hit enter. So now what I could do when I'm constructing this XLOOKUP, let's do it again. So XLOOKUP, our lookup value is what we have in cell H5. My lookup array is a table this time. Now I've called my table apps list, so I'm just going to start to type it, double click to select that table. Now it's selected the entire table, but my lookup array is just the app column. So what I can do here is press the square bracket and it's going to show me all of the different columns of that table. So I can then go through and just select the app column. Press the tab key to select it and close that bracket. So now I've isolated that column. Comma, what is my return array? Well, my return array this time, I want to return the profit. So again, I could use my table columns. Let's choose the table, square bracket, and I want to choose the profit column this time. Tab key to select and close that square bracket. Now, if I want to essentially skip over an argument, so I don't particularly want to have any if not found text, I can just press 2 commas to move on to the next argument. I want to do an exact match and I want to search first to last. Close the bracket, hit enter, and it's going to return my result. Let's double check to make sure that this is correct. So let's find Google Docs, and I can see that yes, the profit is 1166. Now for our final XLOOKUP just here, I want to focus in on that search mode, so which way we're searching through our data. So let's do our XLOOKUP one more time. Our lookup value is H5. Our lookup array, well, I'm going to use my table range again. I'm looking up the app in the app column. The return array this time is going to be the revenue. So let's select our table and the column. I'm not going to put in any if not found text. Let's press another comma to go on to the next argument. I want to do an exact match and I'm going to search first to last. Close the bracket, hit enter, and I get my result. Now with that search mode, searching first to last, that works perfectly fine for the data that I'm using. But what if I have Google Docs listed twice in this table? So what I'm going to do is on the bottom here, I'm just going to add another row for Google Docs, and we're going to assign it to a different category. So let's say utility. It's going to be Google Docs again, and let's just give it a value of 50,000 with a profit of, let's say, 5,000. Now I'm just going to expand my table out to accommodate that new data. So now effectively I have Google Docs listed twice in this apps list. Now currently, if we use the revenue as an example, it's showing me the revenue of the first Google Docs that it finds in this list because I chose to search from first to last. But if we double click to edit this formula, what I could do is I could change this to something different. So let's do search last to first, -1, and hit enter, and we get a completely different result. This time it's searching from the bottom upwards, and the first Google Docs entry it comes to is this one just here. So it's returning a result of 50,000 for the revenue. So that's how that search mode option works. But as I said, in its most basic form, if you don't want to use all of those optional arguments, you just have 3 arguments: lookup value, lookup array, and return array. Super simple. So now we know what XLOOKUP does. What does XMATCH do? Well, XMATCH is fairly similar in many ways. We have a lot more arguments than we do when we're using just the basic match. So what I could do up here is if I want to go back to using index and match, I could do an index with an XMATCH instead. Our array is the category, so let's select it. And notice that because I have this data in a table, it's automatically going to put the table name and the column name in for me. Row number. Now, if you recall previously, we were using the match function to automate the finding of that row number. But what I could do is use the new XMatch function instead. Again, the last 2 arguments here are optional arguments. Now my lookup value is what we have in H5. My lookup array is where I'm going to find that, so that's in this apps list. I can then choose a match mode, so I want to do an exact match, and then I also get that search mode option when using XMatch as well. So I can choose if I want to search from first to last, last to first, or start doing a binary search and sorting in ascending order. So let's do last to first again, -1. Close the bracket, hit enter. I can see that I've forgotten to add an additional bracket on the end, so I'm going to accept the correction, and it pulls back the category of utility because it's finding this entry first because it's searching last to first. Now you can also use XMatch on its own when not combined with index, and it works very similar to the match function on its own. It's basically going to tell you what the row number is. So the arguments are pretty similar. Lookup value. Lookup array is where we're going to find that, which is just here. My match mode is exact, and I'm going to search. Let's do first to last this time. Close the bracket, hit enter, and it's going to tell me what row Google Docs resides in from the top. So pretty much the same results that you get with Match, but it's just a little bit more flexible. You have a few more options in there. So that is your introduction to two brand new functions in Excel 2021.
If you're not a subscriber, click down below to subscribe so you get notified about similar videos we upload. To see the full course that this video came from, click over there. And click over there to see more videos from Simon Says It.